He right now can sign a 4-year, $293 million extension. 4 years, 293. Don't talk to me about Stanton's 13, 325 or Judge's 9, 360 or Soto's 765, 15 and the outrage of baseball contracts. SGA can sign a 4-year, $293 million contract. And keep in mind what his age is. 32 years old at the end of it. It's where baseball players are just beginning. They get signed through 39. But here's the crazy part about the NBA collective bargaining agreement is that he can wait a year and not sign the extension till after next season. And instead of 4,293, that man is eligible for 5 years, 380. Quick math on that. That's an extra year at $87 million if he just waits one more year to sign the extension. What are the risks? He stinks, gets hurt, a little Achilles tendon tear. Why do you think Jalen Brunson, when he signed his extension in New York, took 4 years, 156, instead of waiting the year to sign 5, 269? Jalen Brunson, who scored 43 points, surrounded by Knicks alums who've had successful playoff runs, but never a title other than Clyde Frazier. And people are calling Jalen Brunson the best Knick ever. Give me a break. Get to the NBA Finals, and then we'll talk about it. Win the NBA Finals, and then we'll really talk about it. But recency bias notwithstanding, Jalen Brunson didn't want to wait the extra year. Now, you can say it's because he didn't want to take up more of the cap. He wanted to surround himself with good players, all of the great, loving things that players do. But Jalen Brunson turned down 5, 269 to take 4, 156. That's a difference of $112.5 million for an extra year. SGA's difference is only in the 80s. What goes into a player's mindset? You can't say that it's betting on yourself the way MLB players would say, I'm not going to sign an extension through arbitration and free agency right now. I'm going to go year by year. I'm going to bet on myself. That's betting on yourself. Not taking a long free agent deal because it doesn't exist and your name is Pete Alonso or Alex Bregman or Blake Snell, or basically because you have Scott Boras as your agent. That's not betting on yourself. That's because there's nothing out there for you in the market that you expected. Jalen Brunson had the 5-year offer, slam dunk. SGA will have the 5-year offer, slam dunk. What it's called when you sign for the 4 years, the way Brunson did, the way I would expect SGA may, is that it's called insurance. Given the age of the player and what you're locking yourself up to, you take the money, whether your team uses it to make itself better and run it back, sign different players, tweak it if you don't win the finals. Can you imagine changing, side note, Coca, can you imagine changing the way you run your team and the way you evaluate your players because of a failure in the playoffs that would be caused by what happened last night? All of a sudden, you think that Jim Dolan looks at his Nick brass and says, my God, they don't know what they're doing. No, it doesn't work that way. When you have an outcome like last night that is so random and so ridiculous that it's never happened, in 1,414 games, it's never happened. You're not like, oh, my head of scouting stinks. I need to make a coaching change. Believe me, that is not it.